and the gap was extremely high when I entered IIT. And on top of that, I lost my mother in the first year, leaving behind 7 children, and my father in the final year, leaving behind 7 children. So when I came to Kanpur, I came with my youngest sister. I pulled her out from class 6 and I came there, and the director, Dr. Muthana, really scolded me. And so the whole journey was, why I mentioned is, the whole journey was very, very painful, and all the professors and all the old students, girls' hostel students, they really, understood what I went through. So by telling you all this is, it's a kind of disruption at very early age, and learning to be resilient, and facing all these problems, and then looking after my younger sister for 5 years in the hostel. She studied in central school, and then I had to bring another sister for 6 months, and another sister, pregnant sister, she was not allowed to study by her in-laws. So a lot of family problem I had to go through parallelly with IIT case studies. And why I mention all these things is basically uh, that was the family disaster. But now, with the emergence of all these AI, artificial intelligence, and new tools arriving, more powerful tools arriving, jobs are getting disrupted. So my life was disrupted at very early age. Similarly, the students are going to be facing a lot of disruptions. Whatever they study may not be relevant very soon. So it's a very confusing kind of world for the new graduates. So they have to be prepared. They have to be really counseled to be preparing for such disruption. And the solution I feel is, after IITK, I went to UK for a higher degree. I was in Holland, Philips Holland, and went through all these high-tech stuff in Europe, and still I came back to Nepal. And basically my suggestion is, the interdisciplinary thinking has become very, very important. Multidisciplinary. You study one thing, and that may not become relevant, and so you have to have a multi-domain knowledge. And the problem solving, the community problem solving. For example, I come from Nepal. The landslides, earthquake, the flood, very bad ones I faced myself, and I jumped into those sites and I saw the pain. So those things, the preparedness and the pre-warning system and so many things are very challenging. Those problems always will stay, and I stayed focused on that, and I was always employed. I'm 74-year-old now, but I'm still being engaged by people. So my suggestion is, stay focused on your local problems. That there's so many local problems like this: health, disaster, and food security, blah blah blah. All these things will stay, and you become a solution provider for these. And the basically you're just using the technology disruption will be very high coming few years. It's going to be very painful, and finally you are using those technology to solve the problem, right? So that's why you have to now think differently. This is my my suggestion. And what I'm currently doing is basically filmmaking. There was a film called Daughter of Nepal, and my friend Survi Devan, she won Smita Patel award for this creating this film. And like she went around whole world, demonstrating this, showing this film all over the world. Now we are actually into filmmaking. That is, there is gold in Lhasa. There's gold in Lhasa is the film, and this is a very feminist kind of view. And so this shooting is now, we are starting a shooting in Bhutan and Gantok and Kalimpong and then Lhasa, Tibet, and locally here during the Silk Road era, a lot of our relatives and elders, ancestors worked on Silk Road. So I'm currently very busy on story writing, creating, digging out a lot of archival photos and then creating stories. So we are quite busy for this film on There's Gold in Lhasa. And so you go to the community level, so many things come up and you get engaged. And my suggestion is always be with your roots, always be with your communities, always understand, how our ancestors face the challenges, and write stories, create TikTok, create documentaries, keeps you very engaged. And lastly, what I would like to say is my mother and my father, there is no record here in Kathmandu. They have never gone to a school. Both of them never went to school. Yet, in our house, Pandit Rahul Sanskrityayan, he visited thrice in our house. The writer Dharmbir Bharati was a frequent visitor in our house. Dr. Ambedkar in 1956, 2 months before his death, he was in our house. And why he stay in the house, in our house, he has written in his book. And Rahul Sanskrityayan has written 36 pages, a small book on my father, and was published in India. Why I mentioned is my father never went to school, my mother never went to school. My father turned a very, very veteran writer, very famous writer. Otherwise, all these great people like Rahulji and Ambedkar and Dharmbir Bharati won't be visiting our place. So it is not only the education, it is the passion and the creation of books, that has attracted all these great people in our house is a big story I carry as a family background. And so these are all the we 7 children lost both our parents at very early age. So we had to learn all the great things about my father through their books and through their great friends. So by mentioning all these things it's not only the academics, I think it is the passion, especially the new graduates have to, start thinking in a different way because a lot of disruptions will happen. I'm from IT sector and I'm from the AI sector. Things are going to be painful as well as new challenges will be emerging, which will be very exciting. So be prepared, my suggestion to the students. I've written about 50 pages about what happened to me during my study period in IIT Kanpur. And I've supplied that link, and it is in our yearbook 75 batch yearbook. The link is there, and this link is also there in LinkedIn. So my best wishes to our dear students of IITK. I love IITK. I miss IITK. And I always in Nepal, I'm an ambassador of IITK. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timila ji. I think it's a really, really inspiring story, and I think every one of us have to have that passion to move forward in life, irrespective of the hurdles we'll be facing. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today. I think it's truly inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you.
Students, now the floor is all yours. You can speak up and ask any questions that you might have. So one question we have from Shivam is, do you ever feel stuck or unsure in your career, and how did you handle it? Afroz, can you share your thoughts on that?
Okay, so yeah, thanks for the questions. I mean, I think all of us, I think, we have shared this with most of the speakers here. You always get stuck. It's not like, it's not a journey, it's never a smooth journey. And you have to get ready for it.